Hello everybody, I'm Nate Jarecki.
I'm Kyle Gwynn.
And we got a good one today between the Bakersfield Christian Eagles and the St. Joseph's Knights. Should be a good one. Both teams coming into this game are 2-0 for the year. Kyle, you want to touch on that?
Yeah, both of these teams actually very similar in the ways they got to 2-0. Both beating CVC and Garces, and both just coming off a bye week in week 3. So, and all the scores between the games, BCHS beat Garces 22-0, St. Joseph's beat them 17-0, and then BCHS in week 2 beat CVC 36-0, and St. Joseph's 35-7. So they're pretty comparable teams so far, so we should have a good matchup in store.
Yeah, both great teams against these two teams that they both played last year. This game was a good game. It was Eagles win 38-31 at BCHS. It was a historic night. Kyle, you want to touch on that game?
Yeah, Eagles running back Dante Harris, who has since graduated. He was senior last year, but he rushed for over 300 yards, which was the school record. He just had a great game. St. Joseph's just didn't have any answer for him, and we'll see if there's going to be a similar night. Probably not. That's a very difficult task to do, but it should be interesting.
Yeah, Harris graduated. Now we got transfer David Stevenson, who's now our running back, going along with Jess Wattenberger in the backfield with a little bit of Randy Raymond. Randy Raymond coming off that concussion injury. That was a huge injury against Garces week 1. I know he's excited to be back, but who else should we look out for on the offensive side of the ball?
On the offensive side, you got to look out for the Eagles quarterback Dominic Gamboni, coming off a 5-touchdown performance against CVC, and then he's going to be throwing a lot to Ben Urosic, who's committed to Stanford to play tight end, so watch out for him. He's just a monster. And you also see him on defense as well, and you'll see a lot of these guys on both offense and defense, because that's just how good they are. They're able to play both sides of the ball.
Yeah, like David Stevenson. David Stevenson had a pick week 1 against Garces, and seen him do good on both sides of the ball, and same with Jess Wattenberger. Wattenberger with a couple of touchdowns week 1, and then an interception last week. Both guys, both sides of the ball. Also, Urosic will be on the special team side, still being our punter.
Can't
forget about him being our punter. Absolutely all-around player, plays every single down, and that just shows why he is committed to Stanford. Looking out for St. Joseph's, we got to look out for Devin Jugia, who last week against Garces ran for 142 yards, and then also had a pick 6 on the defensive side of the ball. Like BCHS, St. Joseph's likes to play both sides of the ball.
Yeah, Jugia is definitely a guy we're going to be calling his name out a lot. He had a big game against BCHS last year, just not as big as the game from Dante Harris. That was the reason the Eagles were able to come away with that close victory. And then all around, you'll probably be seeing the same couple of guys the entire night for both sides.
Yeah, both sides of the ball going to be looking live here in Santa Maria. It's our first time coming out here. Should be a great game as the teams are coming onto the field. The Eagles just took the field now with their American flag, the Christian flag, and the BCHS flag. Should get going in a soon with the national anthem. So this is your pregame show from me and Kyle. We'll be right back for the after the national anthem.
Oh, we almost made it.
We almost
made it.
Dear Father, may we compete with your love shining in our hearts. May we push ourselves to be the best we can be. May we have the strength, endurance, and skills we need to be athletes of integrity. Lord, all that we do today is for you and your glory. St. Joseph, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Sure.
And we are back after that national anthem and the prayer here at St. Joseph's High School in Santa Maria, California. Should be a good one today. Both teams 2-0, looking to get that third win and remain undefeated. Touched on last year how these two teams squared off at BCHS. BCHS winning 38-31. Dante Harris with the 332-yard game. Hope to see another performance like that here tonight.
That's always the hope, but it's a lot to ask for.
It is a lot to ask for, but you know, I could go for seeing some more history.
That was a very exciting game.
It was very competitive. Kickoff about to get going. Here we go. Julius Salinas to kick it off for the Eagles. And this game is on. St. Joseph fields it around the 5-yard line. And he has a big hole. He's going to run free down the sideline. And he's gone. He's going to take the opening kickoff all the way back for a touchdown. Wow.
St. Joseph's just gashing the Eagles' kick return. Those are the first points given up by the Eagles this entire season. They had shut out CVC and Garces, but St. Joseph changed that pretty quickly. That's not how you want to start off a game night.
Not at all. And out of all the ways for an opponent to score on the Eagles, didn't think it would be special teams.
Well, with the way the Eagles defense has been playing, it makes sense that, well, St. Joseph's are really going to need all the special teams points they can get and try and create turnovers. Because when the Eagles defense does come out onto the field, they're pretty stout, pretty good. But we'll have to wait and see as St. Joseph's will now kick it off.
Taking the kickoff 95 yards was the Knights. Already 15 seconds in, and the Eagles are down 7-0.
Real unfamiliar territory for the Eagles. Like we were saying, haven't given up a point.
Haven't been down all season.
But if their offense plays like they did 2 weeks ago at CVC, it should be no problem tying this game up for the Eagles.
St. Joseph to kick it off. Brock Marcos, the kicker. And the kick. It's a short kick. Fielded by Randy Raymond around the 20-yard line, and he gets hit around the 25, and that brought the fans to their feet.
A lot of them are already standing up, but a couple of them arose for that hit, as the Eagles will take over at the 27-yard line.
Coming onto the field is the quarterback, Dominic Gamboni. It's a senior this year, coming off that 5-touchdown performance against CVC. Gamboni was also the starter last year against St. Joseph's. Threw for 204 yards and a touchdown. As he takes the opening snap, hands it off to Stevenson. Stevenson cuts upfield, makes another move, and gets up past the first down marker all the way up to the 40.
Already, Eagles going back to what worked for them last time against St. Joseph with the run game, and they get an early first down here.
A couple of shifty moves by David Stevenson. And the Eagles are already in the positive after giving up the opening kickoff.
And only 300 more yards to go to break the record.
7-0 St. Joseph's lead here with 11:10 to go in the first quarter. Gamboni takes a snap. They're going to hand it off again. Stevenson up the middle. Gets brought down after a gain of about 3. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, we're probably going to see a lot of running from the Eagles because, like we talked about earlier, worked extremely well last year against St. Joseph. Also, they've been running the ball pretty well this entire season. David Stevenson already has the touchdown. Jess Warrenbarger, who's the other running back, has 2. So their running game's been one of the most successful it has been in the previous couple of years.
Fakes the handoff, throws over the middle. It's big tight end, Ben Urosek, and the Eagles bring it into St. Joseph's territory all the way to the 37-yard line.
And a lot of times when the Eagles aren't going to run the ball, they're probably going to try and find number 10 in the middle of the field and allow him to get some yards.
Already finding their big target. And after 2 runs, they fake the run and get positive yardage in the passing game. 1st and 10 from the 37. Gamboni takes a step, fakes the handoff, throws to the outside to Simrall. Simrall makes the catch, breaks a tackle, makes a move, and gets up past the 1st-yard line to about the 25-yard line. It's going to give the Eagles a new set of downs.
That was a nice job there by Simrall. Looked like he kind of fell for a moment, able to get up, able to catch it, and then get a couple extra yards with a couple of nice moves.
Stoppage already. Officials timeout. Referee just came to the St. Joseph sideline and is talking. Now they're talking to head coach Darren Carr. Shout out to Darren Carr. Doesn't really get as much love as we give him.
Yeah, we need to be giving Darren a lot of love. He's done a great job with this Eagle programs, won 1 Valley championship game. He's even made it all the way to the state championship game.
And hasn't even lost a league game since taking over as the head coach.
He's done a great job here at BCHS.
1st and 10, handoff to Stevenson up the middle, makes a move, cuts it, and now trying to bowl over a defender, but the defender reverses it, brings him down hard inside the 15-yard line. First down, Eagles.
Nice run there by Stevenson, and then a WWE-esque takedown from St. Joseph's. And the Eagles are striking fairly early in this drive.
Offense working all the way. Gamboni hasn't had an incompletion. Running game has only gone for the positive. First and 10 for the Eagles at about the 12-yard line. Gamboni takes a snap, handoff to Stevenson. Stevenson up the middle and gets a couple of yards up inside the 10. Looks like it's going to bring up a second down.
Yeah, and Stevenson just able to get a couple of yards. And that's always what you need. You don't want to be going in the negative direction ever.
Second down, 7 yards to go.
St. Joseph's took the opening kickoff all the way back for a 95-yard touchdown. They lead 7-0 with 8:55 to go here in the first quarter. Second down, Gamboni fakes the handoff, throws over to Jarecki. Jarecki plows his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles!
Great job there by the Eagles to respond to St. Joseph's taking the opening kickoff all the way to the house. And with a PAT, they have the chance to tie this game up here. Just a great job of switching up the run in the passing game. And St. Joseph's just had no answer for it the entire time.
Yeah, doing a good share of both running the ball and passing the ball. And then after successfully running the ball, to do the fake handoffs, the play action, get Jarecki in the open field. And Salinas puts it through the uprights, and that ties the game at 7 with 8:45 to go here in the first quarter. Tied 7-7.
All right, haven't seen them yet, but I'm sure there's going to be some booster folks moving around for those 50-50 tickets.
So it looks like we're in store for another high-scoring affair like we were last season, which I'm a fan of some shootout games.
Yeah.
It was exciting.
First couple of games haven't been the most exciting.
The CVC one was a bit more exciting. First half of that game.
Yeah.
BCHS, I believe, only punted once the entire game, so it's good offensive display from the Eagles. Not so much from the other teams, but that's due in part to a good job by the Eagles defense.
Julius Salinas to kick it off for the Eagles. Fielded at the 10. Looking to take another one back. Trying to get the edge. Makes a move or so and gets brought down around the 30-yard line by the Eagles.
Much better job there by Bakersfield Christian on their return defense. And now we get to see this Eagle defense, which has been so good so far.
Eagles defense haven't allowed a point all season. Should be a good one.
Well, this is definitely going to be the best offense they've faced so far.
Crisp takes a snap, handoff, and Gujia gets up past the 35-yard line to about the 36.
Solid run there by Gujia. And he's just going to be their workhorse. You're going to see St. Joseph's just keep handing the ball off to him.
142 yards last week against Garces for Gujia. Had 3 touchdowns against CVC in the opener. Second and about 4 for St. Joseph's. Eagles looked like they jumped a little. David Steele with the movement. And it is against the defense, and that's going to give St. Joseph's a first down with the yardage.
The Eagles have had a couple of stupid penalties in the previous couple of games, but for the most part, it hasn't really hurt them ever because the defense has been able to rebound, and also the games haven't been that tight, so this hasn't really amounted to anything.
As the defense just gets in there and brings down Guggia behind the line of scrimmage, loss of 2 on the play.
It looked like there were about 3 Eagles defender all over that one.
Yeah, you could see pre-snap, Noah Doss was just yelling at them to get up front. Saw Donovan Foster in there making a disturbance with the line, and Guggia had nothing.
Yeah, that was a good read there by Doss. He saw that, saw it early, and that's why they were able to disrupt that run.
Takes snap, handoff, and Foster's in there and brings him down. No gain on the play.
Yeah, Foster just flew in there untouched. And Guggia had no chance to get anything on that play.
It's going to bring up a long 3rd and 10 for the St. Joseph's offense. Eagles playing a little bit off, only rushing 3 linemen.
Yeah, with 3rd and long, typically you're going to see more passes.
Chris looking, rolls out left. Now he's going to throw deep, has a wide open man, and it just goes beyond the fingertips for him. Absolutely behind the Eagles' coverage.
Yeah, number 3, Darian Langley of St. Joseph's was just wide open. Looked like there was some miscommunication on the part of the Eagles secondary. They're going to catch a break.
Yeah, absolutely nobody around him. Was standing there in center field right behind the Eagles secondary. Just goes past his fingertips, and it's going to fall incomplete for the 4th down.
Yeah, with this game most likely going to be pretty close, that play could haunt St. Joseph's for the rest of the game.
St. Joseph's the punt. Chris Gutierrez back deep. Bounces around the 32, and now it's going to bounce in. They're going to down it at the 31. 6:15 to go in the first quarter. Game is tied 7-7. St. Joseph's took the opening kick back for a touchdown. It's their lone touchdown as the Eagles answered back with a long drive. Gamboni threw a touchdown pass to Ben Jurasik. And here we are, 7-7. First down for the Eagles. Gamboni hands it off to Stevenson. Stevenson up the middle and plows over the defender. Gets up past the 35-yard line to around the 36.
Stevenson there, able to find like 2 or 3 yards there just by the extra effort. So that's what the Eagles are going to need.
Going to bring up a 2nd down and about 6 for the Eagles at their own 36-yard line. Gamboni takes a snap, looking, throws over to Tyler Carr, and it falls incomplete. Carr looking to catch it with his left hand, couldn't haul that one in. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
It's the first target to Carr of the entire game, and we saw him last week catch his first touchdown, about an 80-yarder.
Pretty special moment for him. 3rd down, Gamboni is going to step up, try to run it, and he gets brought down. Just gets about 2 yards on that play, and St. Joseph answers with a 3-and-out, forcing the Eagles to punt.
We actually haven't seen, well, last week we didn't see any 3-and-outs, so this is odd to see the punt team out here so early. On that play, just nothing there. Gamboni tried to create something out of nothing, unable to, and tight end, defensive end, and punter Ben Jurasik comes on now to punt.
Jurasik's got to be one of the tallest punters I've ever seen.
Probably.
Just the statue of a man standing back there.
the punters and kickers are typically your smallest players on your team usually, or they should be. You don't want a case where your punter's bigger than maybe one of your linemen. That would be problematic, but
Jarecki is a defensive lineman.
well, it's different because he played.
Jarecki high punt and bounces. It's going to take an Eagles bounce inside the 32, the 29. Just downs it there. And the St. Joseph's offense is going to come onto the field.
St. Joseph's really didn't do anything on their first drive. They got one first down right off the bat with a Jugia run. And after that, they had a chance to score, make this a 14-7 game, but just an overthrow keeps this game tied.
And pretty impressive for St. Joseph's. Their quarterback, David Crisp, is a sophomore on the team. Showed off his arm, just went past the wide receiver. But they have good future here with him as their quarterback.
Yeah, with a sophomore as their starting quarterback on varsity, you're going to see a lot of those mistakes as Jugia is going to try and turn it to the other side of the field.
It's brought down. Steele's helmet comes off. There's a penalty down.
Also a flag on the play.
Legal block in the back. But it was a significant loss on the play for St. Joseph's. Eagles are going to decline it. It's going to bring up a long second down for St. Joseph's.
Yeah, you want to decline that one if you're the Eagles. Get a good play on defense. St. Joseph's nowhere to go. It's going to back them up a lot.
That was actually Darian Langley with the ball there.
The penalty on the play was declined by the Eagles. Loss of 12 on the play brings up second down, 22 yards to go.
12-yard loss for St. Joseph's. Second and 22 coming up for the Knights. Crisp takes the snap. Looking, he's going to step up in the pocket. Now he's going to run. Has the outside. Stevenson hits him, and he gets knocked down around the original line of gain. Be a gain of about 12. It's going to bring up a much more manageable third down.
Yeah, great job there by Chris to make it easier for the Knights to convert this third down.
Third and 10 coming up for St. Joseph's. Mark Crisp, the quarterback. Takes the snap, rolls out right. Looking, now he's going to step up. Still weaseling his way around. And finally throws it, gets batted down by Ronnie Simmerl. Going to bring up fourth down.
A lot of moves to try and get away from the Eagles, but they were just all over the place. And St. Joseph's going to punt again.
Showing a little bit like he's Russell Wilson of sorts.
I guess.
St. Joseph's to punt. Low snap. Just gets it away. Fielded around the 38. Gutierrez is going to take it up the field and gets up past the 35, inside the 35 of St. Joseph's territory, and that's going to be great field position for the Eagles.
Great return there by Gutierrez. We haven't seen actually a lot of big returns from either the punter, from really the special teams at all for the Eagles. But that will certainly make this drive easier for the Eagles after the Knights were able to force them to a 3-and-out on their previous one.
Ball will be spot at the 34-yard line. Game is tied 7-7 with 3:20 to go here in the first quarter here at St. Joseph's High School in Santa Maria, California. Timeout by the Eagles.
Timeout on the field, Charles Street, Bakersfield.
7-7. Kyle, what are your thoughts so far?
Thoughts so far is that, that opening kickoff's going to be a killer for the Eagles all night long. But with the way their offense moves the ball on their first drive, they should have no problem getting some more points. And then St. Joseph's having some trouble against this Eagle defense, which has been so good so far this year.
Yeah, defense has carried the Eagles so far. Still haven't allowed a point all year. Got lucky the first drive with St. Joseph's. St. Joseph's threw a deep ball for Darian Langley. Just went over his hands, through his fingers, and it fell incomplete. But he was standing all alone just past the Eagles secondary.
Yeah, the Knights, as this game goes on, they're really going to want that play back. Because those are some of those gimme plays that you have to have if you want to be a successful football team.
As the Eagles offense comes back on the field.
Following the timeout, once again we're at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. Gamboni, the quarterback, in the backfield with David Stevenson. Eagles take the snap, handoff to Stevenson. Stevenson cuts it upfield, makes another move, and gets up past the 15-yard line. Long run on the play, going to give the Eagles another first down.
Yeah, that play was a lot more akin to the first drive the Eagles have, where Stevenson was just cutting everything up, finding the wide open holes in the defense, able to get some big yards there.
Gain of 20 on the play.
Now they're inside the red zone.
First and 10 for the Eagles. Simmerl out far side. Takes a snap, handoff to Stevenson, and Stevenson stiff arms a man to the ground, but nothing going there. He's going to lose yards there.
Much better job by the St. Joseph's defense on that run play. So far having a little bit of trouble with Stevenson running the ball. That time, much better job.
Loss of 5 on the play.
Back to the 18-yard line. 2nd down, 14 yards to go.
2nd and 14. Gamboni fakes the handoff, throws over the middle, has Jurasic. Jurasic gets brought down inside the 5-yard line. First down, Eagles inside the 5.
Seeing Gamboni go to Jurasic a lot so far tonight, and for good reason. Jurasic doing a great job of getting open. And Gamboni has a big target to throw to in that 6'5", 220 frame. And Jurasic almost had his 2nd touchdown of the night and 3rd on the season. But it'll still bring up a first down.
1st and goal inside the 5. Shotgun formation for the Eagles. Gamboni takes a snap, handoff. Stevenson trying to get it up there, trying to cut it back. Gets met by number 2, Devin Jugia. He's the St. Joe's star. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
We've seen him running the ball a lot tonight. And like we were saying in the pregame, already has a couple of interceptions on defense. So he's a good all-around player.
Eagles going to run that pro formation right now. Donovan Foster, the fullback, takes the snap, handoff to Stevenson, and Stevenson gets nowhere. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal.
With the Knights back against the goal line, doing a much better job of standing firm and not allowing the Eagles to get a lead here in this first quarter. 3rd and goal coming up from the 4.
See if the Eagles decide to pass it this time. They're going to run the I set once again. Gamboni takes snap, fakes the handoff, looking in the end zone. Throws, caught! But 2 flags are down. Both came out the same time. But a legal man downfield will neglect the touchdown.
That's a killer there for the Eagles.
Illegal man downfield.
Gamboni able to roll outside the pocket, find the open man, but the illegal man downfield
That's a 5-yard.
breaks the heart of Eagles fans. Bring the ball back all the way to the 9.
And now with this 3rd and 9, you got to kind of switch up your strategy here. With it being so close at around the 2 and 3 yard line on the previous couple plays.
As Gamboni throws over the middle, and it's tipped by the linebacker. He had a touchdown if it gets over the linebacker. Gutierrez was there wide open. Just St. Joseph's gets a hand on it, and it's going to bring up 4th down and goal.
Yeah, he had Gutierrez. This great play there by St. Joseph's to hold the Eagles to a possible field goal.
Julius Salinas to attempt the kick.
His first field goal attempt of the season and career of Julius Salinas.
27-yard field goal attempt. Snap's good. Kick is up.
7-yard attempt is up.
It's good. And the Eagles take a 10-7 lead with 28 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
It was so close to being a 14-0 score, but a big penalty on the Eagles with the illegal man downfield makes it only 10-7.
Eagles had great field position starting the drive at the 34 after a great return by senior Chris Gutierrez. Can't punch the ball in after the penalty. Settle for the field goal, but still lead 10-7. St. Joseph's took the opening kickoff back. There's 7 points on the board. Other than that, nothing really showing for their offense. 2 3 and outs.
And so far, no one really on pace for either side to break the 300-yard marker rushing.
Eagles have had success running, though.
Yes, they have indeed, but just not at the level they did last season.
Julius Salinas to kick it off. Short kick, bounces around the 28-yard line, fielded, and the Eagles get him down at the 27.
Eagles switching their kickoff strategy there, trying to go short, trying to hold the Knights to just a short return, and it worked out there.
Yeah, the Eagles didn't have the greatest special teams coverage last year. This year we thought it was different. We're doing a lot better on the kickoffs, but our first kickoff taken back is a key impactful play.
And I was kind of surprised because, like you were saying, it looked like they were much improved.
Thought they answered those questions during the offseason. Chris takes snap, fakes the handoff. Jurasic there, and he brings him down at the line of scrimmage. Chris, gain of nothing.
Yeah, Chris thought he might have had something, but Jurasic stuck the arm out there and said nope. Holds him to, well, looks about a couple inches there.
And that'll do it for the first quarter. Eagles lead 10-7. We'll be right back for the second quarter of action. And we are back for second quarter of action. 2nd and 10 for St. Joseph's. Chris takes the snap, drops back. We're going to take a shot deep, throws it, has a man, and it's caught. Gets up past the 40-yard line, and already taking a shot here. First down of the game for St. Joseph's.
Had plenty of time there
Into Eagle territory, ball is marked at the 39-yard line.
to get the throw off, make a clean throw. And that was kind of a similar play to the one in the first quarter where St. Joseph's had Langley wide open. This time they were able to connect. It's a big gain there by the Knights.
Yeah, just over the linebacker's head. Vincent Geronimo with the catch. First down and 10 for St. Joseph's. Going to throw the ball again. Fires it, and Langley catches it on the sideline at about the 35-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and median.
Tackle there made by Jess Warnbarger. Good read there by the Eagles defense. You know, Warnbarger has already had an interception on the season. And his brother used to play, Cole Warnbarger, who is watching at home right now. So appreciate the viewership.
Shout out to Cole.
Surprised you haven't called Jess Cole yet.
Chris takes a snap, looking, and gets brought down behind the line of scrimmage. David Steele with the sack.
Good move.
No, it's yeah, is Steele.
Yeah, good move off the line there, Steele, to get past the lineman. And on that play, Urosic's helmet fell off, so he's going to be out for this play. Let's see if St. Joseph tries to take advantage of that.
3rd and long for St. Joseph's. Chris looks to the sideline. And they're going to call timeout. So Eagles lead 10-7 with 10:28 to go here in the second quarter. And St. Joseph's, after the long pass, has a long 3rd down and 10. Or more than 10.
Yeah, a little more than 10 there. That's why they called the timeout. They really want to convert here as they're now down 10-7. So this is a big 3rd down. So if they're unable, they're going to have to punt here. If it was... Well, if it was in college or the NFL, you know, you could maybe try and kick a field goal. It's kind of in that middle range. You could go for it.
But you could see them maybe even go for it on 4th down. Maybe try to do 2 plays to convert it, as this is in that like nowhere man zone where it's a little too close to punt it, but you don't have the leg for the field goal kicker.
Yeah, you might see them trying maybe a screen pass, a slant, just something quick. Get them like 5-6 yards, make it a 4th down and manageable, like you were saying.
Watch the back.
10-7 Eagles lead.
Back in play, we have
Ball on the 44. Chris takes a snap, rolls out right. Now looking, he's going to run it, and he's going to get the 1st down and more all the way up past the 25-yard line.
We were saying right before the play that the Knights might try and get something kind of short and quick. They do the opposite of that, and they get a big play to pick up a crucial 3rd down.
It's going to give the Knights a new set of downs. They have some momentum here. Chris takes a snap, handoff. Guggia outside, and he gets brought down by Jess Wattenberger inside the 10-yard line.
Knights starting to go a little bit quicker here with the Eagles defense on their heels. It's working out good because a lot of these guys, like we were saying earlier, a lot of these guys are having to play offense and defense, and some even special teams. So the Eagles players are going to have to deal with fatigue all night. The Knights taking advantage of that.
Ball is spotted at the 8. 1st and goal. They're going to run it under center. They hand it off to the fullback. Guggia runs into the end zone untouched Touchdown Knights.
Good play there by St. Joseph to take a 13-10 lead. That's the first time we've seen the Eagles defense get scored on.
First points allowed by this Eagles defense all season, and after they had them in a long 3rd and 14 situation, St. Joseph's able to execute, and 2 plays later they punch it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was just a drive of 2 big plays there by St. Joseph. They had the long pass that got them inside the 40, and then the long run there by Chris. And now they have a 14-10 lead.
St. Joseph's takes the lead 14-10. They lead with 10-11 to go here in the second quarter. Beautiful night here in Santa Maria, California. Full moon out, shining in the distance.
A bit ominous as this is Friday the 13th. I'm going to be a little sussed out as I'm trying to drive home. Gonna have to
Conspiracy?
Yeah, I'm going to have to drive very carefully.
You never know. We appreciate you guys listening to us instead of watching scary movies on this Friday the 13th. St. Joseph's to kick it off. They lead by 4. Stevenson and Gutierrez back deep for the Eagles.
Ready to kick off from the 40-yard line.
Kick is fielded at about the 13-yard line by Gutierrez. Gutierrez gets hit before he reaches the 25. Actually, in a market, his forward progress past the 25-yard line at the 26.
Beyond the 40-yard line.
Gutierrez tried to hit a spin move, unable to do so. Would have been a nice move.
That was marked at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
1st and 10 for the Eagles offense. Dominic Gamboni and the gang trying to answer after the St. Joseph's touchdown. Gamboni takes a snap, handoff to Stevenson. Stevenson up the middle. Gets about 5 or 6 on that play, up past the 30-yard line.
Eagles running the ball a bit more this game, and it's been working out for him so far. Stevenson averaging about 7 yards per carry so far. And it worked last year, and it's still working this year, so why change anything up? They already have their one touchdown, however, was a pass play, but it was in a short yardage situation.
Gamboni takes a snap, fakes the handoff, gonna take a shot. Nope, as it falls to nowhere. Tyler Carr, the intended receiver, it looked like he stopped, and the ball just drifted past. Gamboni thought it was a go route. Carr thought it was a hitch.
Like they always say, communication is key.
Third down and 6 for the BCHS Eagles. Gamboni takes a snap. Pump fakes. Now he's going to try to run it. Gets hit. Fumbles the ball, and BCHS recovers. It's a loss on the play, and it's going to bring up 4th down. Another 3 and out for this Eagles offense.
That's not what the Eagles as a team needed as a whole, because the defense still probably going to be huffing and puffing by the time they get back onto the field. St. Joseph's had a pretty long drive. So the Eagles really needed to convert there. Gamboni tried to extend the play, but he didn't have the speed needed to get the first down.
Punter Ben Urasek boots it deep. Wow, what a punt. That one bounces all the way to about the 34 after a St. Joseph's bounce, but wow, what a boot by Jarecki.
Maybe he is going to Stanford to be a punter. Who knows? Maybe
Can do it all.
Maybe there's going to be another school that calls him up, tries to change his mind to be a punter.
Flip his commitment at the last second. Be interesting to see how Stanford uses Jarecki in the near future.
Yeah, Jarecki probably has a good chance to play even his freshman year, because Stanford uses a lot of 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, even some 4 tight end sets. So he'll probably see a lot of action.
Yeah, David Shaw and the gang up in Palo Alto love to use their tight ends.
Speaking of Stanford, they somehow made USC look like a top 25 team last weekend. That was brutal to watch.
I mean, KJ Costello wasn't playing for the Cardinal.
Yeah, but neither was JT Daniels, so it kind of evened out.
Slaughter. Slaughter or whatever.
Thought it was Slovin. It doesn't really matter.
Whatever. Made the Trojans look good.
And these past couple of years, that's a hard task to do.
Neither UCLA nor USC has had the success in the LA area, as St. Joseph's with the running play. Jugia up past the 50-yard line, first down for the Knights.
Good play there at the blocking needed for Jugia to get around the edge, get a first down.
First and 10 for the St. Joseph's Knights. Takes a snap, handoff. Jugia gets brought down at the line of scrimmage. Maybe loses a few. Gonna mark it at the 50. Loss of 1 on the play.
Much better job there by the Eagles defense. Didn't allow Jugia to get anything. That's what we've been more accustomed to seeing throughout the past 2 games that the Eagles have played.
Second down and 11 coming up for the St. Joseph Knights. As there's a timeout by the offense. St. Joseph is going to call their second timeout of the game with 6:42 to go in the second quarter. They lead 14-10.
Kind of an odd time to use the timeout there. Must have been coaching staff of St. Joseph's must have not been liking what they were seeing out there, so they call their second timeout.
Often see it in the NFL, especially with the Oakland Raiders. Being an Oakland Raiders fan, see them take a lot of early timeouts, not liking what they see, and then having to call that timeout.
Raiders look great on Monday against the Broncos. Did a great job of managing the game. BCHS grad Derek Carr with a really nice game there. The Raiders look good, but they got a tough test against Kansas City coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, it should be exciting. I'll be there as a Raiders season ticket holder, but hopefully the Raiders will keep things going, protecting Derek Carr, and the weapons seem to be doing just fine without Antonio Brown.
No AB, no problem. That's the Antonio Brown saga. That's certainly an odd one. I don't know if in any sports we've seen something kind of like that. Maybe the closest is the Jimmy Butler in Minnesota. Even then,
it was such a roller coaster going up and down, and you never knew what was going to happen. News kept on changing every 3 hours or so.
Yeah, I feel like the Raiders will be better off not having that distraction in there. Just allow them to play their game, because they still do have a lot of weapons for Carr to throw to, as St. Joseph's have plenty of room on the field. They get a block, and they have another touchdown.
Devin Gugia with the screen for the touchdown. Nice little tunnel screen for him, and found open field and took it 50 yards for the St. Joseph's touchdown.
Looked like it was Langley on that one. Got a nice block right there at the end to get past the one lone Eagles defender in their way. And Eagles now in unfamiliar territory. now down 20-10. They haven't been down all season. Now they are facing a two-score deficit.
Point after touchdown, Brockmore Taylors is up and good.
There's a flag down after the PAT. And it's against
Bakersfield Christian.
BCHS, and it's going to be assessed on the kickoff.
Hey, let's give the lineman some love. The big block on that play.
So St. Joseph's takes a 21-10 lead with 6:29 to go here in the second quarter. And the Eagles are going to have to battle back, being down 2 scores.
That should be interesting. We're really going to see what BCHS is made of right here. Now that they're down. We really feel like a little over halfway done with this second quarter, going into the half. You really need a score here to make it just a 1-score game. If they're able to do that with what we've seen from previous years of them being more of a, well, especially last year being more of a second half team, they should have no problem making the adjustments and coming out with a victory.
Back-to-back 3-and-outs for the BCHS offense, and looking to change things coming out after this kickoff. With the penalty on the PAT, they're going to kick it from the 50-yard line. .6:29 to go. Second quarter, St. Joseph's leads 21-10. Line drive of a kick, and it falls into the end zone. After bobbling it was Stevenson, it's going to be a touchback for the Eagles.
Now, that's a hard one to catch there. Kind of low line drive, bit of a knuckler. It's a hard one to catch. Luckily, it won't hurt the Eagles as they'll start off from the 20-yard line.
Ball is at the 20-yard line. First and 10 for Bakersfield Christian.
1st and 10 for Dominic Gamboni and the offense, and they're going to start them spread out. Nobody in the backfield with him. Gamboni takes the snap, looks left, throws, and misses the wide receiver. Tyler Carr was the intended receiver. Falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Second target there to Carr. Again, unable to convert there. Had him open and had plenty of time.
Second and 10 for the Eagles offense. Gamboni takes the snap. Looking, throws, has Carr, and that's up close to the marker, but it'll be short to about the 29-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to do on the previous play. This time, they're able to get it. Makes it a 3rd and very manageable here.
Third and about 2 from the 29. Gamboni hands it off to Stevenson. Stevenson plows his way in. From the initial marking, they're going to give him the first down, and they do. First down, Eagles.
It's a hard one not to get there. You only had to get a yard or so. The Eagles were able to do that there. And they'll keep this drive going.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back 3-and-outs in their last 2 drives. Able to avoid a third 3-and-out.
Yeah, that's a very important drive here for the Eagles. Really need a score.
Gamboni takes the snap, rolling left, throws, has Jurasic the tight end, and he gets out of bounds at the 45-yard line. It's going to move the chains for an Eagles first down.
Seen them go to Jurasic now 4 times. Every time it's worked out great. He's kind of that safety blanket when you got plenty of time. You know he's most likely going to find a way to get open.
First and 10, Bakersfield Christian.
St. Joseph's wearing the green uniforms with the white helmets. Eagles wearing the white uniforms with the blue helmets and the gold wings. Gamboni takes that, fakes the handoff, throws, has Jurasic wide open over the middle. He turns it up the sideline, and he gets finally pushed out inside the 25-yard line to the 24.
We're seeing the Eagles just going right back to what works. Going right back to Jurasic again across the middle of the field. And the Eagles are striking.
Jurasic having a monster game, has a touchdown and about 5 catches. Really been the receiver for the Eagles in this game against St. Joseph's.
Especially in these closer games, you need a guy that you know is going to be able to catch the ball and get open, and that's what the Eagles have in Jurasic.
Throw this one, Gamboni to Gamboni, but Bo Gamboni drops the ball, and it falls incomplete. He was wide open, just couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, that would have been big to keep the momentum going there for the Eagles. And I get another first down and inside around the 10.
And even if he stayed on his feet, that could have been a touchdown.
Yeah, very possible. Only had to get by one defensive back of the Knights.
But it falls incomplete. 5:03 to go here in the second quarter. Eagles trail 21-10 to St. Joseph here in Santa Maria, California. Gamboni takes the snap, then delay, handoff to Stevenson. Stevenson getting a couple blocks, bounces it outside, turns it up the field, and plows his way inside of the 10-yard line, all the way up to the 4.
Yeah, nice delay there on the handoff.
Run a little draw run, keeps the chains going, and inside the 5-yard line, Eagles trying to get this time into the end zone. They had it first and goal from the 3, their last scoring drive, but had to settle for a field goal.
Yeah, that was due to that illegal man downfield penalty that pushed them back to the 9.
And you saw them run under center 2 plays during that set of downs. This time they're running from the shotgun. They run to Stevenson. Stevenson gets hit, and he gains nothing on that play. It's going to bring up second and goal.
You know, the last time the Eagles were down in this territory, the Knights did a great job of standing firm, and they did another good job of that on that play.
Second and goal for the Eagles. Shotgun formation for the Eagles. Gamboni takes a snap, fakes the handoff, was a screen, didn't have it. Gamboni tried to run, and he gets dropped at the line of scrimmage.
Looked like they were maybe hoping to find Jurasic there. But instead of a third down and goal, this is going to be a big play here for the Eagles. With this first half nearing its end.
Yeah, St. Joseph's inside the 5. Their defense has been solid. Seems like the run game is just going for the Eagles until it gets inside the 5. Gamboni takes a snap, looking, throws, end zone, no, short of the end zone, trying to get in, no, dragged it out, and Gutierrez can't get in. It's going to be marked at the 1.
Looked like Gutierrez was right on the goal line, just not able to get that extra inch or so.
Yeah, it looked like he was on the goal line, but the ball was not past the goal line. They're in the market for the 1, but the Eagles' offense is still on the field.
Yeah, you need 7 points here if you're the Eagles to make it 21-17.
2:50 to go, second quarter. Eagles trail by 11. Gamboni takes the snap, rolls out, throws, Jurasic, caught! Touchdown, Eagles!
Like I was saying, that kind of reliability of Jurasic, you know he's going to find a way to get open. You know he's going to catch it. Great play there by the Eagles. Great play by Jurasic. to get his second touchdown of the game.
Yeah, Gamboni able to just fit it into that tight window.
Yeah, really threaded the needle there.
Almost could have been picked off. But Jurasic able to come in with it for the Eagles touchdown, his second of the game. As Salinas to kick it, but there's stoppage before it. And offsides by St. Joseph, so it's going to move the PAT a little closer.
Get ball offsides for encroachment on the defensive line against St. Joseph.
Move the ball even closer.
That drive right there. Great response by the Eagles after the touchdown by St. Joseph.
Snap's good. Kick is up. It's good. And the Eagles cut the lead 2-4. St. Joseph leads 21-17 with 2:42 to go. Jurasic with his second touchdown of the game. And we got a good one here in Santa Maria, California.
Yeah, these teams, I guess, are known for playing good games against each other. Last year, it was a close game. This year, looks like we're going to have the same down-to-the-wire finish. But different kind of story for the Eagles tonight against St. Joseph. Not as much running, more passing. The two touchdowns been Gamboni to Jurasic. Not seeing that 300-yard rushing performance just quite yet.
No. Gamboni on the season, 7 touchdown passes.
Yeah. And those 7 just coming in the previous, or in this game and the last game. So he's starting to figure out the offense, starting to find his rhythm. And the Eagles are going to need that throughout the rest of the season and if they want to make a Valley and State championship push.
I know Coach Carr talked about making that state playoff push. It was a lot about those interceptions they had, the forcing the turnovers, and when we had Braden Wingle on the team, just keeping the other team off and having Braden Wingle on the field was what the Eagles needed. Short kick, fielded at about the 30.
Eagles, that first kickoff return there by St. Joseph has the Eagles rethinking their kickoff strategy. They've been kicking it rather short, not allowing for a big return.
First and 10 for St. Joseph's coming up from the 30. 2:42 to go in the first half. Knights looking to add more to their 4-point lead.
Yeah, Knights have plenty of time to get down the field and really extend their lead.
As Guggia gets about 2 on that carry, it's going to bring up 2nd and 8.
But it's not going to happen with plays like that. You're going to need some of those bigger plays like they had in their previous drive, the long throw, the long QB run. And a problem that could arise for St. Joseph's is that they only have 1 timeout left here.
Fakes the handoff, throws over the middle to the big tight end, and he rolls over Jess Wattenbarger to the 46-yard line. Number 40, Anthony Reynoso.
We haven't seen St. Joseph pass a lot, as they do have a sophomore quarterback in there. But when they have, they've been fairly successful with it, as the Eagles are now going to take a timeout and try and figure out what's going on, what the problem is on defense, trying to prevent St. Joseph from scoring right before the end of the first half.
Yeah, this is the first time the Eagles' defense has been challenged all season. Didn't allow a single point until this game, shutting out Garces and CBC.
So this is a really good test for BCHS. Instead of just rolling over the competition and then you get into a league and then into the playoffs, then you actually have to face some adversity. This is much better to face it here early against a good team in St. Joseph and a Division II team. BCHS in Division III, it'd be a big win. They can knock off a D2 powerhouse.
non-conference game for the Eagles. Two teams have beaten their previous two teams, both the same team, CVC and Garces. Both have won in blowout fashion. (21-17) St. Joseph's leads. 2:02 to go here in the second quarter.
First and 10 from the 46-yard line.
Crisp, the quarterback, Guggia in the backfield. Takes a snap. They're going to run an option. Pitches it to Guggia, and he plows his way. Gets a couple on that play. David Stevenson and Noah Duss in there with the tackle.
You don't see a lot of option really as much. That's kind of rare. Haven't really expected to see that from St. Joseph. Maybe try and catch the Eagles off guard, but Eagles all over that one.
Yeah, the option like that reminds me of the days with Marcus Mariota at Oregon.
Reminds me more of Nebraska, but either one works.
Cornhusker fan you are.
I am a Cornhusker fan. Not a proud one at the moment since we lost to Colorado for the second year as.
Timeout by BCHS. That's their third of the game, so they're out of timeouts.
Yeah, the Eagles really want to stop here, so they're going to expend all their timeouts to make sure they stop St. Joseph. And that's smart here. Just kind of limit the damage. Make it only a 4-point game and going into the half. With the second half adjustments we've seen the Eagles make the past 2 years.
Yeah, the Eagles are averaging their most points per game in the third quarter, averaging 11 points in the quarter so far this season. St. Joseph's, on the other hand, seems like their scoring goes down in the second half, scoring most of their points in the first half. Be a key storyline to look at for the second half.
You know what they say, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Coach,
you'd always like to get off to good starts. That's always key as well. Just start strong, finish strong, and in the middle, also strong.
Make some adjustments, and you've seen that. The Eagles are a second half team. Coach Darren Carr really knows how to get the team going after the break. Chris, designed QB run, and he has it breaking down the sideline and inside the 30 all the way up to the 27-yard line. What a run by the QB draw by Mark Crisp.
Eagles there only rushed 3, and that allowed for the QB draw to be successful. And the Knights are striking at the end of this second quarter.
Chris takes the snap, looking, gets pressured by Jurasic, able to bounce it outside the pocket, now looking to throw, bounces outside, gets past the Eagles defender and gets a first down, able to use his legs and scramble.
Very elusive there. You think for sure with Jurasic on him all the way back at around the 40, you'd expect a sack there, somehow able to get away, then able to get away from even more defenders up the field, get a first down. And it's really been Crisp's legs that's been helping extend a lot of St. Joseph's drives, and one of the key reasons why they're winning this game so far.
.137 to go here in the second quarter. Crisp and the Knights inside the 20. Takes a snap. Looking. Pressured by Jurasic, and Jurasic brings him down.
That time, unable to get away from Jurasic. He came quickly off the edge, unblocked, as the trainer is going to come out. Looks like both Chris and Jurasic went down for a moment. Jurasic back up. Actually, doesn't look like, looks like it's more a lineman actually on St. Joseph that's down.
Yeah, it is a lineman. Crisp was brought down, but the lineman was also there. He's going to get up and walk off the field. That's number 77, Maximus Steinman. 6'5", 330-pound offensive lineman for St. Joseph.
It's a big boy right there. It's hard to bring a guy that big down.
.129 to go here in the second quarter. Eagles trail 21-17 to St. Joseph High School here in Santa Maria, California. Great night for football here on the coast.
You know, BCHS typically hasn't played much over here on the Central Coast. It's nice for them to finally have a game over here. And they got a good one here and a good opponent in St. Joseph.
Yeah, other Bakersfield school, Centennial High School, is playing just diagonally across the corner.
Right across the street.
At Ragetti High School. Two Bakersfield teams playing in a one-block radius.
And actually, I believe Centennial will play the same St. Joseph team in an upcoming week.
Here we are, second down and 18 for the St. Joseph Knights. Takes a snap, looks left, gonna throw, and has the wide receiver outside. Completed to number 4, Taylor Williams.
It's a long throw for just
8 yards.
Yeah.
Chris looking to the sideline. Third down and 10 coming up for the Knights. Chris takes a snap, looks left, gonna throw, and that pass is intercepted in the end zone. Simrall with the interception. He's gonna run it out. He has blockers and finally gets dragged down at around the 20-yard line. Key interception in the red zone for Ronnie Simrall.
Great interception there by Simrall, but Chris just didn't see Simrall there and threw it right into double coverage. Poor decision making as you're on the doorstep of scoring once again and taking a 2-score lead, but instead the Eagles will have the ball back with around a minute left in the second quarter, but with them not having any timeouts and them receiving the ball to start off the second half, I wonder if we'll see them try and get anything here.
They still have 42 seconds to work with, down by 4 points. Gamboni takes a snap, fakes the handoff. Now standing, has all the time in the world, throws and finds Nate Smith, but he gets hit as he tries to catch the ball. Falls incomplete. Going to bring up second down and 10.
And the big push there by Gigia breaks up that what would have been a first down play. But right now, Gamboni's had a lot of time in the pocket. So it's only a matter of time for the Eagles receivers to get open, maybe get some big plays here and find a way to get some points on the board to go into the second half.
Gamboni takes snap, delayed handoff to Stevenson. Stevenson cuts it upfield, now bounces outside, turns it up the field and gets out of bounds at around the 39-yard line. Great run by David Stevenson. Eagles get a first down with 26.6 seconds to go here in the first half.
We've seen Eagles use that delayed handoff play for the second time here tonight, and it's worked to perfection both times. Now they're in striking, not really striking distance, but they're certainly on the move.
Able to get out of bounds and stop the clock. Gamboni takes a snap. Looking, has a lot of time, steps up in the pocket, moves out right, throws on the run, finds Simrall! just past the 45 at the 44.
Good job there by Simrel of getting open and then able to hang on to it as he got hit.
Clock stops momentarily. Gamboni takes a snap and spikes it, but ball is... There's a flag down.
Most likely, I'm guessing the Eagles maybe weren't set.
Intentional grounding. Maybe because he
wasn't under center.
No, it wasn't that. I think he just moved his arm too far up. You can only catch it and throw it down at your waist, not really bring it above your shoulder. It's going to move the ball back 10 yards, 16.5 seconds to go. Eagles down by 4 here in the first half. Gamboni takes the snap, has time, throws deep, has Tyler Carr, and no! Intercepted by Jugia. Jugia bringing up field, cuts it outside, still on his feet, has blockers, no, gets brought down short of the 30-yard line. 0.5 remains on the clock.
Yeah, St. Joseph's going to be able to get off one more play here. Maybe get a score. Gamboni there really wanted to take a shot and get a score, but just right into a bunch of St. Joseph defensive backs.
So both quarterbacks throw their first interceptions of the half. 0.5 remains. And they're going to try a field goal, it looks like.
That's a long field goal for high school.
It's going to be a 47-yard attempt. Snap's good. Kick is up and gets fielded in the end zone. No good. And that'll do it for this first half of football. St. Joseph's leads 21-17. Great football so far here in the first half.
That certainly, it's been a good game so far, and we're certainly set up for an exciting finish here in the second half.
So that'll do it for this first half of football. We'll be right back for the second half after the break. St. Joseph leads 21-17 over the Eagles. And we are back after that exciting first half of football. St. Joseph leads 21-17. A lot of scoring. Great football game all around. Kyle, what are your thoughts?
Thoughts are kind of share your sentiments that this has been an exciting game. A lot of offense so far, which has kind of been odd because both of these teams in the previous two games haven't really given up a lot of points. But I feel like it's a testament to just how good these two offenses are.
Yeah, game is 21-17. Could be 21-21, but an illegal man downfield neglected an Eagles touchdown inside the 5. Had to settle for a 27-yard field goal from Julius Salinas. Key penalty is haunting the Eagles right now, but they are set to return this kickoff from the second half. St. Joseph's returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Put them up 7-0. The Eagles scored 10 unanswered. And then St. Joseph scored 14 unanswered. To put them up 21-10. And then the Eagles added a touchdown with 2:42 to go with Ben Urosic's second touchdown pass. And we are off here in the second half. The Eagles return it just past the 20. Randy Raymond with the return up past the 35 to the 37-yard line. Actually, yep, 20 or 37-yard line. Great return by Raymond.
Yeah, this is Raymond's first game back since getting injured during the Garces game. Has a good return there. We haven't really seen him on offense. He does play a little bit of running back, but so far mostly just been on the defensive side of the ball. So Eagles take over here.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. Gamboni takes a snap, handoff to Stevenson. Stevenson up the middle, breaks a tackle, now cuts it outside and gets up past the 50-yard line all the way up to the 45-yard line. First down, Eagles.
Good run there by Stevenson. We've seen Stevenson have a lot of good runs so far. Well, always finding a way to get positive yardage. That's going to be key if he's always able to get yards every time he touches the ball.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. Sperm route 3 wide with Urosic, the tight end. Stevenson in the backfield. Handoff to Stevenson. Stevenson gets a block, but then gets stood up at the 41-yard line. Gain of about 3 or 4 on the play. It's going to bring up second down.
Looked like with the way he was running, he was going to have a big gain. St. Joseph's able to halt it, but still, that's a pretty decent-sized gain there. Kind of right where you want to be for a second down.
10:50 to go. Eagles trail 21-17. Haven't been down most of this year. In fact, this is the first game the Eagles have trailed all season.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it sounded weird hearing you say the Eagles trailed.
As they throw an out route to Stevenson, trying to get that running back screen. Loses yardage on that play. It's going to bring the ball back all the way to the 45, the original line of scrimmage.
We don't see the Eagles try and do that a lot. Try to switch it up, maybe keep St. Joseph's on their toes, but St. Joseph's not having any of it. Brings up 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, and the Eagles are going to spread them all out. Nobody in the backfield for Gamboni. Takes the snap. Pocket collapsing, gets free, throws it, finds Simmerl. Simmerl able to get yardage up past the 40 to the 39. And it's going to be a 4th and 4. And a decision coming for the Eagles. And it looks like they're going to punt it.
Yeah, if they didn't have that loss of yards on second down, you know, you're probably looking at an Eagles first down and this drive is still going, but instead they got to send out the punt team. And that's not how you want to start off this second half when you're down by 4.
Urosic, the punter, booted one long in the first half. Snap is low. Kick is a high punt. bounces. Great punt, actually. Inside the 5. Wow.
Never seen, besides Pat McAfee, I've never seen someone get so excited for a punt like you just did there, Knight. But it was certainly a good punt, and that will pin the Knights back on their first drive of the second half.
It's the beauty of a punt, Kyle.
Punting's important. You don't want to kind of have to have a good punter.
Punting's underrated in football.
Well, I think the thing is you don't really want to be punting. It means you were unsuccessful on offense. But if you don't have a good punter, you could be in some serious trouble.
Punters are very important in football games.
Punters are people too, Knight.
Inside the 5, St. Joseph's hands it off. Giugio gets out of bounds. Gain of about 1 or 2 on that play. It's going to be second down inside the 10.
That run gives St. Joseph's a little more room. Feel comfortable as they're inside their own 10.
8 minutes to go in the third quarter. St. Joseph leads 21-17.
Second down and 7 yards to go.
2nd and 7 coming up for the Knights. Chris takes the snap in his own end zone, steps up in the pocket, flag is down, running outside, gets close to the marker, but there is a flag all the way back at the 10-yard line.
That play might come back, but Chris had a good run there, and that's been key to some of St. Joseph's success here on offense, having the ability to extend plays, get actually a lot of yards out of those scrambles.
But penalty's going to move the ball back inside the 5 again. So holding. Second down and long inside the 5. St. Joseph under center. They're going to pitch it out. Giugio trying to find something, trying to bounce it the other way, and he slides down inside the 5. Eagles defense all over him there.
Yeah, just nowhere to go.
It's going to be third down and long from the 3. Eagles defense looking for a big stop right here.
Watch that misdirection.
The Eagles are able to get a stop here.
Who's offsides? We're lining up offsides. Coach, not looking down.
And a penalty on the Eagles offsides. It's going to move the ball up to the 7-yard line, and that's a crucial penalty.
That really is a crucial penalty. St. Joseph's was backed up. Now they got a lot more room to work with and less yards to get. But they're going to take a shot anyways, and it's just not there.
St. Joseph looking for the penalty. No penalty comes out.
As there shouldn't be.
Tell Randy to back off the ball, Coach. Randy's offside almost every time.
And St. Joseph's going to punt.
Yeah, big stop there by the Eagles defense. Now they're going to have great field position unless St. Joseph's ends up just bombing a punt.
Gutierrez standing at St. Joseph's 41.
If he's able to catch it there,
it's going to be great field position. Punter inside his own end zone, standing on the H. Looked. And Gutierrez fields it at the 40. Going to bring it out left. And gets drilled down the sideline just past the 30. Absolutely demolished on the sideline. But the Eagles are going to have great field position inside the 30.
Yeah. This should Should be a key opportunity here for the Eagles to retake the lead here. So they're currently down 21-17. And a lot of that great field position is due to the punt. Able to pin St. Joseph's deep, and then with the stop, gives the Eagles great field position here.
1st and 10 from the 28. Gamboni takes snap, handoff. Jess Wattenberger gets the first down, still not dragged down, and finally gets brought down inside the 15-yard line. That's a first down for the Eagles.
Wattenberger had a big game in the first game against Garces. Had 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. We haven't really seen him in this game. That was the first time he touched the ball on offense. As there's a player down
for St. Joseph's. Saw him slam his head on the ground. Looks to be in a lot of pain. Trainers rush over to look at him. In the meantime, Jurasic talking with the referee. But the St. Joseph's player gets up on his own. And now is walking off. Number 56, Jace Gamble with the injury. First down and 10 for the Eagles. Gamboni looks, throws, end zone. Back shoulder. Pass interference, potentially. Flag is down. They're going to say he was out of bounds.
Looked like the Eagles tried to target Lyndall Henderson. Henderson will come into the game a lot in those close yardage situations. They try to throw it up to him.
As it is pass interference against St. Joseph's. Move the ball up to the 7. Keeps it first down.
Eagles right now in prime position to score here.
First down. Gamboni takes the snap. Hand off to Warnberger. Warnberger trying to get over the defender. Gets brought down inside the 5-yard line all the way up to the 4.
This is in this situation for the St. Joseph's defense. This is where they've really come to life. And they've held strong in a lot of these situations.
Just inside the 4-yard line.
Let's see if they're able to do the same here. Eagles really need a score here to take the lead.
5:25 to go here in the third quarter. Eagles looking to take the lead. Gamboni fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself. Touchdown, Eagles! Dominic Gamboni with the rushing touchdown.
Not going to see a lot of rushing touchdowns from Gamboni, but nice play call there by the Eagles. Winning untouched. No St. Joseph defender around him. And the Eagles retake the lead.
Dominic Gamboni with the rushing touchdown. Had one last year. Doesn't get many of those. Not really known for his speed or his legs. Sure, that feels good for him as Salinas puts through the extra point and the Eagles take a 24-21 lead with 5:17 to go.
Typically, boosters collect 50 tickets throughout the third quarter, and then we'll do our drawing as we go into the fourth quarter. So look for them, maybe that last
Or maybe he didn't put it through. It's kind of hard to see in the booth.
Yeah, we don't have a good angle trying, and it is no good.
Yeah, no good. 23-21 then, could prove bad. First missed extra point of the year. Well, they had the bobbled snap against CVC.
But the first missed one. But yeah, that point could be very costly.
Nevertheless, 23-21, Eagles take the lead here in the shootout in Santa Maria.
Number 9,
Salinas to kick it off. Another short kick, fielded at the 23, and gets brought down just past the 30-yard line.
Not a lot of room there to go. And St. Joseph's will take over, hoping to respond to that Eagles touchdown.
Is marked at the 34-yard line, first and 10 for the Knights.
First and 10 for St. Joseph. Handoff, Jugia gets up past the first down marker to the 46.
Jugia was somehow able to get through the line and get a first down.
First and 10 for the Knights. Chris looking, steps up, and he's drilled behind the line of scrimmage.
Chris had a lot of success with that previously, finding ways to get some more yards. That time, Eagles not letting them to do anything there. See, St. Joseph's trying to go a bit quicker, try and tire out the Eagles defense, but that is not working out for them. So they get a tackle for loss there.
Yeah, Dylan Parcher in there with the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Knights.
Knights really hoping they can get a first down here because they got the nice first down run there by Jugia a couple plays ago. They're hoping now with them being down 23-21, they can respond and retake the lead.
These are crucial plays. St. Joseph looking to the sideline now. And timeout by St. Joseph, trying to get things ordered on this 3rd down. An early timeout with 3:54 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
We saw in the first half St. Joseph take timeouts like these where they try and make sure the offense knows what they're doing, make sure they got the right play call out there so they can pick up crucial first downs.
They did that in the first half on a 3rd and long, and Crisp ended up running for a first down, so first time it worked, maybe this time looking for the same result for the Knights. Good turnout by the BCHS Eagles fans. Football stadium's right next to the baseball stadium. Put up the visitor stands on the other side of the baseball fence.
It's an odd configuration.
It's a little bit of a green monster field. They have the green wall, the foul pole right there, and the seats lifted above it.
I really hope, they probably don't, but I really hope they play their baseball games with those stands still there.
3rd down. St. Joseph's rolls out left. Chris looking to throw. throws over the middle and falls incomplete. Intended for Langley. It's going to bring up 4th down. And the Eagles stop St. Joseph's.
He had Chris had Langley open, just underthrew him. And the Eagles get sort of a break there as they force the Knights to punt.
Gutierrez back deep around the 29-yard line. St. Joseph in punting formation with 3:49 to go here in the third quarter. Eagles lead 23-21. Punt bounces, and Gutierrez isn't going to field it at all. Ball bounces all the way up to the 25.
Gutierrez so far in this game has had a couple of good returns. Kind of surprising he didn't try to pick it up there and get some more yards out of it.
Eagles offense comes back onto the field. 10-yard line is their worst field position they've started with today.
Well, this is a lot different than their last drive where they had it inside the 30 to start off with.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. Gamboni takes a snap, handoff, Wadenberger. Wadenberger gets brought down behind the line of scrimmage. At the 8, it's going to be 2nd and 12 coming up.
There's not a lot there on that run. Yeah, short loss there for the Eagles.
Inside the 10-yard line. Gamboni takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looking to take a shot, throws the wide out route to Carr, but Carr just lets it go through his hands, falls incomplete.
Looks like there's another Knight down on the field. Don't know what happened there. Already seen a couple of Knights go down in this game so far. All of them have been able to get up on their own power and resume playing. Let's see what it has in store for this Knight player here.
Haven't been very injured, maybe a cramp or two. It is a little hot tonight in Santa Maria. Gets up, a little hobbling, but able to get off on his own power. Player is number 10, Patrick Hurd. It's a senior, 5'11", 150.
We have 3rd down, 12 yards to go.
3rd and 12 coming up for the Eagles. They lead by 2, 23-21 with 2:58 to go. Gamboni takes a snap, fakes the handoff, throws, finds Jurasic. Jurasic gets the 1st down and more all the way up to the 30-yard line.
Jurasic is having a great game so far. Already has 6 or so catches, maybe around 7 at this point.
Completion takes the ball out to the 31-yard line. 1st down for the Eagles.
It's finding different ways to get open.
And on a 3rd and 12 inside their 10, the Eagles get new life, new set of downs at the 31-yard line. Wattenberger, the running back, to the right of Gamboni. Takes a snap, handoff to Wattenberger. No, they're going to fake it. Gamboni has it, gets a block, and then slides down after getting the 1st down all the way up to the 45-yard line. What a run by Dominic Gamboni.
Smart decision there by Gamboni to hang on to it.
Able to use his blocker to his advantage, keeping it, getting some positive yardage.
Gamboni's been showing off the legs a bit more this game than the previous 2 games. Already has 1 rushing touchdown. Don't often see that.
Not very mobile of a quarterback. But here we are. First down, Gamboni takes a step, fumble, and it looks like St. Joseph has it, and they do. St. Joseph ball, fumble on the exchange from Gamboni to Wattenberger. And this is a key turnover for the Eagles because it gives St. Joseph the ball in Eagle territory, and it gives them brand new momentum potentially.
Yeah, that's a killer because the Eagles, they were the ones with momentum. They just had 2 first downs in a row.
It's a heartbreaking play to see if you're an Eagles fan. First and 10 for St. Joseph. Empty set for Crisp. Takes a snap, looks left, throws, quick pass is cut, and spins his way up close to the marker.
Looks like he's just going to be just a bit short there. Somehow able to get away from about 4 Eagles.
It's number 4, Tyler Williams with the catch. Takes the snap, Crisp steps up in the pocket, he's going to take a shot deep, has a man, just goes over his hands, and we've seen that several times tonight. Just can't hook up with his receivers, but he is a sophomore. See, maybe in a year or 2, him completing those passes.
Yeah, in close games like these, you kind of need to complete those passes, but it's hard to expect out of a lot from a sophomore quarterback, who we've seen in this game is a bit more mobile than he is a passer, as they're just going to try and push through the line to get the first down, and they will.
First down for St. Joseph's on the quarterback keeper. Eagles lead 23-21, 109 to go here in the third quarter. First and 10 coming up for the Knights. Empty set for Crisp. Takes a snap. Looking. Pump fakes. Ball is out. Picks it up again and then gets brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Flag is down.
It's going to be holding.
That was a heck of a play.
Yeah, it looked like a couple of wide receivers were open for the Knights, but the Eagles' defensive line able to disrupt it and not allow Chris to get off a throw.
It's a sack, loss of 8 on the play. It's going to bring up a second and long. Eagles able to knock the ball out of his hands momentarily.
17 yards to go for the 40 yards.
Picks up the ball, then gets brought down for even bigger loss. Official timeout. Something with Urosic and his helmet.
I've already seen a couple times him have a couple problems with the helmet. Able to get it figured out.
Puts his helmet on. And here we go. Second and 18 for the Knights. Quarterback draw. And he's got long on there. Gets up past the 30. And gets up past the original line of scrimmage. Gain of about 10.
Those QB sneaks have been killer on this Eagles defense. But the good news with the sack on the previous play, it's still a third and long.
Third down from the 31. Chris, pressure. Sacked! There's an all-out blitz by the Eagles.
That's a key sack right there. Takes them possibly out of field goal range, because we did see them attempt a fairly long one, so apparently the Knights have a lot of trust in their kicker.
Third down sack by the Eagles forces a fourth and very long. Looks like St. Joseph's is going to go for it now.
Looks like they're just going to let the clock wind down and take the delay of game.
Nope.
Or take a timeout.
That'll do it for the third quarter.
No, I didn't. It's hard to see where the scoreboard is, so that's on me.
Where we are in the booth, we're in this small little box. Can't really see one side of the end zone one way and the other end zone on the other way. Tough conditions tonight to broadcast, but we're making it work.
We do this for you. We suffer through not being able to see one side of the field. But no, we have a good game so far.
And that'll do it for the third quarter. Eagles lead 23-21. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter of action right after this. And we are back. St. Joseph to punt it off. Low snap, bounces, punter gets it away. And the ball bounces, takes an Eagle bounce past the 20. Gonna down it around the 21-yard line.
Near the 20-yard line where Bakersfield Christian will take over.
And that's where Dominic Gamboni and the offense are going to come on. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 20.
A couple of versions of what could be the lead tickets, so hold on to everything you got.
Eagles have a lead, but it's not a very comfortable lead, only up by 2. So they're hoping to put another score on the board here. Maybe have a long drive here, sort of a dagger.
Stevenson back in the backfield with Gamboni. Takes a snap, looking to pass. Going to take a shot for Simrall, just over his hands and falls incomplete. Looking to take that shot to start the fourth quarter.
Would have been a huge play there for the Eagles. Get them a lot of momentum, just a bit of an overthrow. And bring up second down.
Second and long for the Eagles from the 20. Handoff to Stevenson. Stevenson cuts it upfield, makes a move. He's running free. David Stevenson. Can he go? Yes, he can. Touchdown, Eagles!
What a run there by David Stevenson. Got through the line and then only had one man to beat, and he beat him with a nice juke right there to give the Eagles the 29-21 lead.
Wow, what a move by Stevenson in the open field.
It's the first time we've really seen David Stevenson break one and then house it with a long touchdown right there. And that will certainly help him get to the 300-yard mark.
Salinas for the extra point. Kick is up. This one's good. Eagles lead 30-21 here with 11:31 to go in the fourth quarter.
Good job there by the Eagles to get another score and now make it a two-score game, really putting the pressure on the offense of St. Joseph. But it seems like the defense in the second half starting to figure it out a bit more. Held St. Joseph's to 0 points in the third quarter. They're hoping to do the same here in this fourth and final quarter.
And the Eagles are just dominating here in the second half so far.
Like we said, they are a second half team.
Coach Carr and the gang like to make those adjustments at the half. St. Joseph scoreless so far. Scoreless third quarter.
Get up! Off your feet in time for the kickoff! Get up! Off your feet in time for the kickoff! Get up! Off your feet in time for the kickoff! Get up! Off your feet in time!
Salinas to kick it off. St. Joseph back deep. This one of the longer kickoffs.
It's not what the Eagles had been wanting to do with their kickoffs, but still able to contain the return.
Langley goes out of bounds. And St. Joseph's going to take over at the 30-yard line.
Knights really need a score here to make this game close, and they get a stop on defense. They would have a chance to take the lead, but right now down 30-21 here in this fourth quarter.
Chris, take the snap. Looking, pressure, and the screen is batted down.
Good job there by Dylan Parcher to get a hand on that. The Eagles got in there, but St. Joseph's read that one well.
It's going to bring up a second down with 11:23 to go. Eagles lead 30-21. The execution of the PAT for this last one's very important because it puts them up by 2 scores. St. Joseph looking for the comeback here in the fourth quarter. Chris takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, looking to pass, no, and he gets hit near the sideline by Donovan Foster. And it's going to bring up third and about 7, gain of a couple on that play.
See Chris trying to extend the play once again with his legs.
Third down.
That time, nowhere to go. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 7.
Eagles defense stepping up here in the second half.
Yeah, this defensive performance so far is what we usually have seen in the past 2 games that the Eagles have played.
Tight in, tight in, tight in.
Eagles showing pressure. St. Joseph takes the snap, then throws outside, gets brought down by David Stevenson, short of the marker. And this is a big decision for St. Joseph. And it looks like they're going to put their punting team out.
Yeah, they still have a lot of time left to get the ball back and then score 2 times. But you want to be cautious here. Maybe a fake punt here. It's a short distance. 4th down by 2 touchdowns with 10:40 to go. Yeah. If there was...
Rosick jumped early.
That's a costly penalty there. The Eagles had got to stop.
Again, St. Joseph 5 yards in the first down.
And that's going to give St. Joseph new life, a first down, and hate to see it from the captain, Urosek. Tight end committed to Stanford, plays every down, special teams, defense, offense. As Chris, with the quarterback run, going to run outside, and he gets brought down just past the 45 to the 47, and a flag is out.
Ball is carried by quarterback Mark Chris. We have a late flag on the play. Dead ball.
It's a personal foul against the Eagles. Gonna move the ball all the way up to the 37-yard line of the Eagles. That's a huge penalty.
Yeah, 2 costly penalties against BCHS has allowed this St. Joseph drive to continue on. Now the defense has to do extra work.
Jugia runs it outside, has the first down more, makes a stutter step, and inside the 20 he goes. First down, St. Joseph.
Here we go.
Ball is spotted at the 18. Red zone for St. Joseph. Crisp, the quarterback, takes the snap. Quarterback run himself up the middle. He has room, and he gets inside the 5, but there is a flag out.
Quarterback Mark Chris all the way inside the 10-yard line. There's a penalty flag.
It's going to most likely back St. Joseph up.
And it will. Ball is spotted at the 8. Move it back. Actually, it's spotted at the 9. Move it all the way back to the 19.
Huge break there for the Eagles. St. Joseph getting a lot of momentum from the Eagles penalty.
Running a quick set. Handoff to Jugia up the middle. And he gets all the way up past the 10 again. Close to the marker. And the marker just short of the marker. Second and short, handoff to Jugia. Jugia.
Evan Guja picks up the first down as he moves towards the 5-yard line.
Gets the first down, so it's going to be first and goal.
Just barely got that. And the Knights now have a chance to score here. Make this only a 2-point game. That's due to the offsides penalty and then the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It's allowed them to get that far down there.
Option for Chris. Chris going to run it himself and gets his way to the end zone. Touchdown, St. Joseph's. And the Knights answer back with the score with 8:30 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Sometimes you got to get a little lucky, and the Knights got a little lucky with the offside that allowed them to get the first down and a couple other penalties. And now we have an even closer game here.
Kick is up. It is good. So the Eagles lead 38-28 with 8:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. We got a good game.
To get all your 50-50 tickets, get out your 50-50 tickets.
St. Joe's answers back big time. First points of the second half. Kickoff coming up for St. Joseph's. Gutierrez and Stevenson back deep. Line drive kick fielded at the 20 by Raymond. Raymond running outside. Now cuts it upfield and gets up past the 35-yard line.
35 on the return.
Good return there for the Eagles and exactly what they need here as they try and extend the lead.
50-50, we have $258 to give.
They're going to mark it at the 38.
I got 3 tickets here.
Seen Randy Raymond return a lot of kicks. Aren't kicking it back deep. They're just kicking it to the middle guys. And Eagles will take over at the 38. Gamboni, the quarterback, has Simral, Gutierrez, and Carr. Stevenson with him in the backfield. Takes a snap, throws, has Jurasic. Jurasic turns it upfield and all the way past the 45-yard line, close to the 42. They're going to spot him at the 41.
Eagles once again going to Jurasic, who's had a big night so far on offense, nearing 10 total catches. Already has 2 touchdowns. And whenever they need yards, they're able to find him. They get a first down here.
Yeah, huge night for the tight end committed to Stanford. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Gamboni takes snap, handoff to Stevenson. Stevenson cuts it upfield, takes a hit, and gets up close to the 35. Mark him just short of the 35 at the 36. It's going to bring up 2nd and about 5.
Solid run there by Stevenson. The previous run he had before that was around an 80-yard touchdown that put the Eagles up 30-21. St. Joseph able to answer, and it's now 30-28.
7:20 to go here in the 4th quarter. Eagles lead 30-28. Gamboni takes the snap, throws over the middle to Stevenson. Stevenson makes the catch close to the marker. Let's see where they're going to spot it.
It's going to be close.
Just marking it just short, so it's going to be 3rd and maybe a yard, maybe a little less, coming up for the Eagles. Crucial 3rd down here in the 4th quarter.
A lot of these situations, you might just see a QB sneak, or if you're the Carolina Panthers, you go in the Wildcat formation.
That was a tough loss.
It's a tough loss. I still don't understand what they were trying to do there.
Gamboni takes snap, fakes the handoff, then trying to stiff arm a man, and breaks a tackle, then goes over and gets the first down. What an effort by Dominic Gamboni.
That looked like it was going to be pretty bad. The Eagles were going to have to face a 4th down. Somehow, Gamboni was able to battle for some extra yards to keep this drive alive for the Eagles.
Shows the competitive spirit in him.
7-2-9. Come up to the press box and match tickets.
1st and 10. 6:15 to go in the 4th quarter. Eagles lead 30-28. Gamboni fakes the handoff, throws. Jurasic. Jurasic breaks a tackle and stumbles his way inside the 10. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 10, but first down, Eagles. They get 1st and goal coming up.
Every time they've just been going to Jurasic, their most reliable tight end and receiver, and gets them another first down there.
1st and goal 9.
1st and goal for the Eagles. Gamboni has Simral out wide. Carr on the near side, Gutierrez in the slot. Wanbarger in the backfield. Fake the handoff to Wanbarger. Looking for Jurasic. No. Throws to the end zone. Gutierrez! Touchdown! Eagles!
That was a tight window. Gamboni was able to fit it through. And it gives the Eagles another touchdown to make it 36-28. 37-28 if the extra point is good. But nice pass there by Gamboni.
Threads the needle to Gutierrez. Red zone touchdown. And that's a killer with 6:01 to go. Salinas to kick, Stevenson to hold. Snap's good, kick is up. That one's good. 37-28, Eagles lead with 6:01 to go here in the fourth quarter.
That's a big score right there from the Eagles. Great way to respond. You know, they had some lapses on the defensive side of the ball, able to pick up that defense. Able to get another score.
Great night for football here in Santa Maria, California. Eagles and St. Joseph's playing in back-to-back years. Eagles won last year 38-31 at BCHS. And another great game between these two teams.
Yeah, another pretty close matchup between these two teams. And they've certainly been a lot of fun games to watch and broadcast.
Both teams 2-0. Both have beat CVC and Garces.
Salinas sets the ball at the 30-yard line. They kick off.
Your seat is time for the kickoff. Get up. Your seat is time for last time. Get up. Your seat is time for the kickoff.
And Salinas boots it away, fielded at the 20. Langley with it and goes outside, gets brought down around the 26. Flag flies from the back judge.
I don't know what that is going to be on there. Have to wait and see.
Personal foul against St. Joseph.
Personal foul on St. Joseph.
It was $258. I already got it up here sooner than that. Ticket number 2. It's a red ticket.
It's going to back him up
161.
all the way to the 14-yard line.
161.
That's a costly penalty there because they're down
161.
by 9 at the moment.
0. Come up.
And they need all the time and all the yards that they can get to make this game.
5:54 to go. Eagles lead 37-28. Empty set for Chris. Fakes the screen and gets brought down immediately. Tried the QB sneak. Loses yardage. And that's not how St. Joseph wants to start this drive.
Yeah, no, really would like to start off with a big play, get some momentum, and just carry that throughout the rest of the drive. And they've been doing a good job of doing that. They'll go hurry up after a big play. It's been very successful for them, but just not on that one.
Chris throws, screen, and he gets brought down immediately.
Looks like he was brought down by Dylan Parcher.
Pass was caught by number 10, Patrick Hurd, but didn't have anything there. Saw them run a screen similar to that in the first half. Went for a touchdown. But nothing going there. It's going to be 3rd and long here in the fourth quarter. 4:45 to go. Eagles lead 37-28. Eagles coming back after being down 21-17 at halftime. Chris takes the snap. Looking, he's going to take a shot and goes over Langley's head. Goes out of bounds, falls incomplete, and a big 4th down coming up for St. Joseph.
Everybody stays back. Nobody rushes. Just let him punt it.
And looks like they're bringing the punting unit out.
Just let the ball run back.
They're really, if they do end up punting this off, they're really betting heavily that their defense will be able to force a 3 and out, get the ball back. But time is not on the side of St. Joseph here.
Doss directing them to not rush. And they are going to punt it away. Stevenson was back there. The ball bounces, and they're going to down it at the 43-yard line.
For the Eagles will take over first and 10. All right, we have ticket number 3.
The Eagles are going to take over, have the ball with 4:12 to go, up by 9 points, and you think 2 first downs or so, this could be it.
Yeah, it certainly could. Probably going to see, you would think that the Eagles might just take it conservatively, keep it on the ground, let the clock wind down. But you never know, they might see something, try and throw a pass, and get a first down.
Takes a snap, hand off to Stevenson. Stevenson trying to break it outside, cuts upfield, and gets hit at the 39-yard line.
Good rush there. Allows the clock to keep on ticking and get you around 3 yards.
Turns up potentially nothing play into something after breaking it outside.
The other half of the money goes back into the St. Joseph High School athletic program.
2nd and 7 from the 39. Doss is playing tight end. Tyler Carr, Bo Gamboni, and Ronnie Simmerall, the wide receivers. Fakes the handoff, throws to Simmerall, and Simmerall gets the first down. Pass is caught all the way up to the 25-yard line.
Good job to hang on to it there by Ronnie Simmerall and to keep the chains moving. Typically in this type of situation, like I was saying earlier, you kind of think you would keep it on the ground. BCHS isn't conventional like that, and they threw a pass and it worked to perfection here.
Clock rolling down. 3:05 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Eagles up by 9. Gamboni takes a snap, handoff to Wanbarger. Wanbarger breaks a couple tackles and gets about a gain of 3 inside the 25 up to the 22-yard line.
Ball is at about the 22-yard line, 2nd down and 7.
Another solid run right there. Once again, getting you 3 yards and allows the clock to keep winding down. Basically put this game out of reach for St. Joseph's if they are able to get the ball back.
Second and 7. Carr, Gamboni, and Simmerall, the wide receivers. Wanbarger in the backfield. Doss, the tight end. Takes snap, handoff to Wanbarger. Wanbarger breaks a tackle, then still was tied up at his ankles. Gain of nothing on that play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
Question now becomes here whether you try and take a shot and put this game out of reach, or just keep it on the ground and hope your defense can hold them hold St. Joseph's at least 2 more times.
Clock continues to run, 1:40 and counting. Eagles up by 9. And St. Joseph's chances are very nil at this point.
Yeah, Eagles doing a good job of using the clock to their advantage.
Gamboni takes snap, handoff. Wanbarger up the middle. And he gets swallowed at around the 20-yard line. And timeout by St. Joseph with 1:16 to go. Here in the fourth quarter, Eagles lead by 9.
Fundraiser tonight for the great package, gift package. If your name is Nick Gonzalez and you happen to be here, Nick Gonzalez, you're going to need to bring your phone to the press box so we can match up your cell phone number.
Great performance all around for the Eagles here in the second half.
Folks are going to be contacting you for the information.
Last update for the other Bakersfield team playing corner to us at Jarecki High School. Centennials was down 42-0 at the half.
We'll make that happen for you. Again, thank you to all who supported the cheerleaders.
Tough loss for them.
For all their activities this year, including a trip to Florida. I know they're excited about that.
So St. Joseph's takes a timeout. Stopping the clock one more time with 1:16 to go, down by 9 points. Here in the fourth quarter in Santa Maria, California. Battle of these two religious schools. St. Joseph, a Catholic school, BCHS, a Christian school. Gamboni takes a snap, fakes the handoff, throws, and incomplete. Simmerall gets drilled after the pass, and he's down and hurting. Got drilled right at his knee, and a flag comes out late.
Looked like it might be a late flag on a targeting call. Got hit hard.
Yeah, the pass fell incomplete in 2 seconds or so after it hit. They hit Simmerall. Not only is Simmerall hurt, but the player that hit him is hurt too on the ground.
Yeah, real bang play there.
Hate to see it happen. St. Joseph player gets up and walks off. Simmerall still down. And now it looks like they're going to get him up. Limping a little bit after taking that huge hit.
He was a dead ball foul, and
the penalty is going to be on the Eagles there.
Is going against Bakersfield Christian. Officials mark off 15 yards out to the 35-yard line. First and 10 for St. Joseph.
Don't know what it was on. Happened well after the play happened.
Thought maybe a targeting after seemed to be a late hit, but nope. Fourth down and long.
We need players, coach.
1:12 to go. St. Joseph has it after the takeover on downs. Chris, the quarterback at the 35, takes a snap, looking to throw, throws an out route, and catch is made, gets brought out past the 40 to the 41. Clock stops at 1:08. Pass is complete to number 17, Vincent Geronimo.
St. Joseph's really needs to take a shot here. They're down 9, so it's going to make them at least score twice here. So you got to think they got to go deep here.
Chris taking a shot, and that pass is almost intercepted right in the hands of Randy Raymond. Think it should have been caught, just can't come down with the ball.
Yeah, it looked like it would have been in the nail in the coffin if Raymond was able to come down with that interception. Instead, St. Joseph still has life.
1:02 remaining, down by 9. Chances are looking very grim at this point.
Yeah, we haven't seen St. Joseph take a lot of long shots down the field. The couple times they've had wide open receivers, just that Chris has typically overthrown them.
3rd and 4. Chris takes the snap, looking left, throws to the tight end. Tight end gets the first down.
Stop by Anthony Reynoso near the first down marker.
Got up right to the marker. Are they going to mark him short?
Just short.
Just short, yeah. So it's going to be 4th down. Looked like he might have got it. It was really close to it. Clock is not rolling.
That is a they're going to mark it a first down.
Oh, now they're going to mark it.
That's a terrible spot. Didn't even come.
Now a penalty is out.
Looked like the Eagles had held St. Joseph's and prevented them from getting the first down, but then they moved the ball another yard to give them a first down. The clock wasn't running, and the Eagles will take a timeout. A lot of confusion there on that previous play. And now there's a penalty on the Eagles.
Seemed to be that the Eagles were showing frustration that the clock wasn't moving. Their understanding was that it was fourth down.
That's a tough penalty right there because the Eagles, they're not really in the wrong there because they wanted the clock to run.
The marker showed fourth down, and then at the last minute they changed their minds and decided to put it as a first down, which would change the clocks. But even if it was a first down, the markers were already set. So
yeah, the referee is penalizing the Eagles for their own mistake. And now St. Joseph has a better chance of making this.
Crisp rolls out right, gonna take a shot, and wide open, and is dropped by Langley. That was a touchdown if he hangs on.
That was like you said, that was a for sure touchdown. Could have been disastrous for the Eagles.
Falls incomplete. Langley had it dropped in the basket and can't come down with it.
You got to figure he saw the end zone, thought for sure he had it, and then just took his eyes off the ball. That's a huge drop.
37-28, 48.6 seconds to go. Eagles lead by 9. Chris gonna roll out right again. No, now he throws the other way toward the tight end, and Stevenson's there with the hit.
Great play there by Stevenson.
Ball is marked at the 41. And timeout by St. Joseph with 40 seconds to go left in the game. And it's not looking good for the Knights.
No, it was looking good when they got that penalty call that moved them up to the to inside the 40. And then they had a wide open Langley. He just drops the ball. And now it's looking like St. Joseph is going to have their first loss of the season.
Yeah, they've had a couple of plays where they had wide open wide receivers, just can't get the ball in their hands, not able to catch those deep balls. Saw it in the first quarter, a ball go right through the receiver's hands, just at his fingertips, couldn't bring it in when he was just past the safeties. But still, even if they get a touchdown here, they still have to get the onside kick as they're down by 9 points. That's a 2-score game.
It's looking pretty improbable here for the Knights. Gonna need some sort of a miracle.
Chris takes the snap. Eagles showing pressure, steps up in the pocket. Now he's gonna run. Trying to split two Eagles defenders, and he gets marked short of the marker at the 30. Clock continues to roll.
Got close to the first down marker, not enough. It's going to bring up fourth down.
And they spiked the ball.
And it was on fourth down. And the Eagles
will take over. They spiked the ball on fourth down.
The Knights thought they got that first down, so they spiked the ball. A crucial mistake. An error you cannot make this late into the game. Oh, sorry.
Wow. Spiking the ball on fourth down. It's like Colorado all over again. So the Eagles will take over with 19.9 seconds to go, and you know this is victory formation. And they take the knee.
Eagles take a knee.
So that'll do it for this one here in Santa Maria. Eagles win by a final score of 37-28 against St. Joseph.
28. I want to wish our visitors from Bakersfield Christian.
Absolutely great game all around. Down 21-17 at the half. Eagles come back in the second half.
Tonight,
Yeah, great job by the Eagles, once again making the necessary second half adjustments to win them this ball game and improves them to 3-0 on the season.
Player of the game has to be the tight end, Ben Urosek. Had a lot of crucial catches, especially on those third downs. Has the 2 touchdown passes. And why not throw in that awesome punt he had? He had 2 awesome punts. He had the big one that was probably about 40 yards, and then he also had the one that pinned St. Joseph's inside the 5. Give him offensive player of the game and special teams player of the game.
You also kind of got to give him defensive player of the game. He's once again just all over the place on defense, and even with mostly 2 guys blocking him the entire game, still finding ways to get in there and disrupt St. Joseph's. It's a great job all around there by Urosek, and a great job all around by the Eagles to figure it out in the second half.
Gamboni had another solid game, only 1 interception, throws a couple of touchdown passes, and ran for his own. Running back David Stevenson had a great game, over 100 yards, and that long touchdown run. Very impressive win for the Eagles. So that'll do it for this broadcast here in Santa Maria, California. I'm Knight Jarecki.
I'm Kyle Gwynn.
And we'll see you guys next time. Eagles win 37-28.